Hi Taurus, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader, and this, my darlings, is your new weekly pulse for the time between the 24th and the 30th of March. I will tell you as we go what each of the card represents, but really this is just my contribution, I suppose, to sort of raising the vibration and just helping us all to navigate the weeks and the months ahead. I'm going to be here every week with new readings for you guys. We're going to look at your mindful motivation, your motivating factor for this month, etc. So let's start. I've already shuffled, I've already meditated. I'll do a little bit more on camera and then we'll get on with your reading. Just have to remark about the weight of these of the cards. Actually, they're very heavy for you. I really feel the heaviness of these cards, so I don't know what that's gonna suggest, but I felt like I had to say that, so we'll see as we go on. So a card at the base of the reading, my darlings, is the Page of Pentacles. This is your energy. I mean, I'm a Capricorn, so it's my energy too. Pentacles energy is card at the base of the reading, just the perspective that you need to see this week through. And for you guys, that's the Page of Pentacles. So it's your energy, earth energy, Pentacles energy, where you put your energy and effort in order to manifest security. And this is you striking out, or doing something to ensure your security, trying to establish that in some way, maybe creating opportunities, doing something physically, creating something physically, or putting your energy into a project or into something in order to create security for yourself. So let's see in what area that is. So we'll start with the top row. So first of all, we've got the motivating factor. So what's moving you? Wow. What's moving you this week? What's motivating you this week? And we've got the Lovers card. The second card here is is your experience, or what you're encountering this week. And then third, for this top row, we've got your understanding. So this is your soul message, or your karmic message for this week. So what should your soul be listening to, and what this week going to teach you? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so let's start first of all with the Lovers card first. I'm going to have this energy. We've got the Lovers card, Taurus, and obviously we all love this energy. It's about love. This is your motivating factor this week, and that means this is the thing that you're trying to gain, you're trying to achieve. And so for some of you, that could be a lover, obviously the literal interpretation of this card is the lover, the soulmate, the partner, the life partner. So for you, this could be you potentially reaching out or doing something in order to encounter a love partner, a relationship, or to establish a secure relationship. Remember, obviously, as you know, we are alive in the world today, and we know that a lot of us are in isolation or isolated from people, or we may be not able to go out as much or to be around people as much. This is you, though, wanting to reach out. So this might be, for example, you might be in a brand new relationship, or in a brand new commitment, in a brand new connection, or maybe not. But you're trying to establish that. Now that's the sort of obvious thing for the motivating factor. But what's moving you, what's motivating you ultimately is balance this week. It's about appreciation this week. So number 6 is the number of balance, is the number of appreciation, is the number of gain, is number 6. It's about there being it's about you committing really to loving yourself, to self-love, to nurturing yourself, to in a way you're being very sort of magnanimous really this week. You're being very sort of, well, if this is the state of things, then this is, I'll make the best of this situation. You're being very much like, if this is what's here, then this is what we must face. You're being very much like that, very practical in your approach to this week, which I like. But for some of you, there's definitely love in the air. Now, I'm happy to see this. I'm not a Taurus, I'm a Capricorn, but I know somebody who is. So I'm happy to see these energies. We've got for you guys, we've got the experience. So what you're encountering this week. And again, we've got more romantic energy here. We've got more emotional energy here. the Cups energy is all about our emotional self, our emotional bodies, our emotional world, our feelings, our intuition. And the masculine energy of the Knight of Cups means it's about taking action. So this is about acting on how we're feeling, acting on responding to our emotional self, responding to our intuitive self, and taking action. So you could be reaching out, say this could be conversations, I suppose this could be someone else coming towards you, someone else telling you, but it either way, it doesn't matter. You apply it, your life. But this is really acting on your feelings, acting on how you are feeling and responding to what you are feeling. And remember, at a time like this, when so much is going on in the world, there's so much confusion and there's so much, uncertainty, ultimately, you live in your body, you live in that skin of yours. And so we have to get to know ourselves. We have to get to, well, there you go, it might be a brand new start for you. It is a brand new start for you this week. Let's be under no illusion, Taurus. So we've got this energy of what I'm saying to you, excuse me, what I mean is, with our emotional self, we it's a place where we can anchor ourselves. It's a place where we can actually really understand the impact of what's going on, really understand how we are responding to what's going on, and it's about sharing that as well. So for some of you, it looking like there's definitely romantic potential. I'm interested to see what this card is, because that is your love potential for the week. But there's definitely, obviously, an element of love, and but definitely talk. Even if it's just self-love and self, not just, but love and nurturing of self, but also acting that way, showing people or encountering situations where you can express and show and reveal and feel, what you're actually feeling and experiencing. Now, this is your understanding, your third card here, your third message is your soul message or your karmic message for this week. And this card really showing that things have to change, things have to be shaken up. The life that you've built, or the identity that you built, or the way that things were, has to change, has to shift, has to move. And this is the universe paying attention to little old you, Taurus, paying attention to your life and saying, do you know what, Taurus, it's time now where because these foundations ain't solid, love. This is why this come crumbling down. It's time to really to release or to destroy the old and really start anew, really create anew, really build on firmer foundations. And that could be, when it comes to love, it could be that expression of truth and being truthful and honest and open with somebody about really how you feel. And that is the best footing. This is kind of what it's suggesting. That's the best footing to build a relationship from. Total honesty, acceptance of self, acceptance of what's happened, acceptance of what is now, and just start on a real fresh slate. That's what this card can represent. And also, if we're not looking at it in through the prism of love and relationships, if we don't look at it through that prism, also this is really saying about your own life, the way that you already, or currently, or up until this point anyway, I should say, the way that you already ensure that security for yourself. It's saying that there's got to be, you're going to be paying more attention to your, how you respond emotionally to your manifested reality. That's what this is showing this week. You're going to realize and to see that how things were built, whatever that is, in whatever way that is, however that resonates for you as an individual, how things were built. By the end of this week, you'll recognize there was a need for those things to change. There is a need for those things to change for me. And that is really going to definitely affect your input, what you're actually doing, where you're applying your energy, because that might be something different by the end of next week or by the beginning of April. That might be somewhere very different. And we know that things are changing, and that this could be on a very personal level as an individual, your own self and health and well-being and wellness, or it could relate to another individual, relationships, or it could relate to a wider picture as well. You apply it to your life, you know your life. Okay, so let's look at the last three cards then for you for this week. So we've got love, your love potential, a love lesson for this week. We've got the Nine of Swords, unsurprising really for what's coming, what we see. Then we've got the power or the challenge. And then finally, we've got gain. So this card really in this position is quite important. You know, these cards are here about sort of where we end up at the end of the week, if you will, these cards. And really for this one, I wanted to sort of give you a moment of meditation. So this is really the card of what to consider when you're meditating this week, what to consider in your mindful moments this week, you know, to make some quiet time each day, just to connect with yourself, even for 5 minutes a day. You know, to focus and to reflect and consider on how this message can help you to find peace and reassurance. And we've got this 2 of Pentacles. So we'll talk about that obviously as we get to it. So first of all, so love lesson, love potential this week, Taurus, and we've got the 9 of Swords. Now, you know I love this card, you know, sword energy, you know I love this card, you know, key wisdom viewers, you know I love this card, you know, because what do I tell you about this card? It's all about your awareness. It's all about engaging with the truth of what you feel. So I say praise Jesus, hallelujah, when I see this card, loves, because sword energy is all about your thoughts, your mind, your clarity, your consciousness, your communication, your ability to apply logic and to apply reason, your ability to speak clearly and to communicate clearly. Now, when we have the 9 of Swords, 9s, we know it's about hermit. We know it's linked to detail, therefore, because it's Virgo's energy. We know it's about the internal. So it's about the internal detail of our thoughts and our minds, and this is why people call this card the Dark Night of the Soul. It's as if we can see everything right in front of us. It's as if the things that we've been not thinking about, the things that we've been not worrying about, the things that we've been not stressing about, we suddenly are confronted with them all. And this is what's going to happen, you know, for people, for lots of us right now, because, you know, a lot of people are doing something right now that they're not used to doing, like being at home all the time. And if you're on your own and you don't have work or whatever, however your individual situation is, people ain't used to that and they don't know how they're going to handle that. So this is really confronting and seeing the worry, the anxiety, the stress, the nerves. But remember, this is with regard to love potential, love lesson. If it's with regard to love of self, what you need to recognize is, okay, what is this stuff that I keep thinking about myself? It's about time that you see it, looked at it, confront it. Or what is this I'm thinking about? What is it I'm worrying about when it comes to this other person that I love? Or what is it I'm stressing about? What is it I'm worrying about? This is you actually knowing, coming into the awareness, this awareness of being able to know what it is you're thinking in your mind about this person, about this situation. So it's a really positive energy, because ultimately, what do I always say after 3? If you don't know, you can't grow, Taurus. So this is why cards of awareness like the 9 of Swords are so helpful and so positive, because they help us to grow, they help us to move forward, they help us to change and shift our actions to do different things so that we can have different outcomes and manifest things, more of the things that we desire. So it's so positive to see that in this area. But we have another 9 also, 9. Oh, I love Brooklyn 99. Anyway, I digress. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles energy, your energy, Taurus, my energy, Taurus. I'm a Capricorn, as I said. All about where you put your energy and effort in order to manifest security. And again, it's number 9, so it's a link to the Hermit energy. It's linked to our other Earth sign brothers and sisters, the Virgos. Detail orientated focus. So this is your challenge this week. So for some of us, obviously we know what's going on in the world, we know what's going on with the economy, the uncertainty with jobs, etc. So but this card is almost reassuring, because it's saying, look at the things that you've manifested, look at the things that you have, look at the things that you've built, look at the stability that already exists. Excuse me. Now, these 2 together suggest that you are not able to see this. You're worrying so much about this other person, do they love me, or am I going to have a job, or am I secure, what's going on? Remember, this is about love potential, love lessons. So it's about self-love, self-acceptance, but also could be potentially in this place, but it could also be about other people. But either way, what it's showing is that there's so much space in your mind that you're not really able to see, to look up and see the things that you can count, the blessings that you have, the things that you have in your life that you can be thankful for, that you've created, that you've established, that you've sustained, and that you've upheld. For others of you, this could be thinking of somebody, the challenge could be overcoming this. You could be thinking that this other person that you love, they don't need me, they're so strong, they're so independent. It could be that as well. But I always like to apply the energies to you. So yeah, I do feel like for some of you, you're unable in a way to see, maybe at the start of the week, you may be unable to see the things that you can be proud of, the things that are secure and stable in your life, because you have created them. So the challenge is that you're not able to see that. So I would say to you, try to remind yourself of that this week, okay? Now, in the final position, as I said, this is what to consider in meditation this week. And this is this energy of juggling. So remember, where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. Are you think about it, you know what that means. If this is a relationship for you, or this could be two different people for you, but it could just be, trying to do a lot of things, trying to juggle looking after your own self with looking after the neighbours or the other people in your community that need that support. This is really about where you're putting what you're committing yourself to this week, where you're trying to put your energy this week. That's what this energy represents. Twos are about commitments, partnerships, okay? So where am I putting my energy? How am I showing commitment? How is it making me feel? How is it making me feel physically? For some of you, it's making you feel quite emotional, all this responsibility, lots to do, might be feeling quite overwhelmed. So in those moments of quiet reflection, in those moments of mindfulness, in those moments, 5 minutes to yourself a day, 2 minutes to yourself a day, in those moments, I want you to consider, okay, how am I doing? How am I responding to this? Like, how is it making me feel, all this stuff that's going on, all this stuff that I'm trying to do? How is it making me feel? How am I responding? Have those moments for yourself this week, because that's going to, again, remember, if you don't know, you can't grow. Ultimately, it's responding to how you're feeling. It's responding to what you're, to the awareness that you're coming into, what you're now discovering about yourself, to what you truly feel about this other person, or to what you truly feel about yourself. Ultimately, it's learning, responding to that, learning what those things are, that helps to do away with the stuff that isn't the stuff that we don't need anymore, to do away with the things that you don't need anymore, and to then from now on build on a much more secure and stable foundation. That's where you're headed this week, Taurus. So I really hope it's a good week for you, Taurus. I hope you like that reading. I do. Give it a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, etc. Don't forget, you can follow Key Wisdom on Instagram. I always do extra. Hang on, I've got to, because I always show other things. This is my Instagram. So there's, you can check out on there. There's extra little snippets I always put on for you guys. And so yeah, so check out my Instagram if you want to follow me on there. I also, the Key Wisdom playlist has everything: mindfulness, meditation, Reiki, and tarot. Extra little snippets just to give you those moments of peace and mindfulness and meditation techniques, etc. So definitely check that out. And as I said, I'll be back with you, Taurus, next week with your brand new reading. Have a wonderful week, my darlings. I will see you all very soon. Take care, my darlings. Bye.